Hey everybody, Tom Barnes here, Stories from the 78. You know, from time to time, I get to talk to some really incredible people. I mean, actually, every interview I would say is talking to somebody incredible because they're putting themselves out there. They're doing their thing, from movie stars to actors, entrepreneur people, political people doing right by society and the world. And then you stumble across a child prodigy, right? Somebody who was discovered on the Ellen DeGeneres show when they were 10, saw School of Rock, picked up a guitar, started shredding the guitar, so much so that they became the apple of Andrew Lloyd Webber's eye in terms of having them in a musical performance that is School of Rock on Broadway. And then on NBC for Jesus Christ Superstar, the Andrew Lloyd Webber. You know, I mean, it's incredible what this kid's done. He's worked with Spike Lee. He's been in the movie Saturday Night. And you're talking, he's worked with other people in the music industry like The Revivalist, Buddy Guy, Gary Clark Jr., Stevie Nicks, Lady Gaga, and he's currently on the road with John Batiste. I mean, it's incredible what he's done. He's in Chicago here on October 18th, and he's got some new music out. We're talking about, and he's also on tour, John Batiste, right now, but we're talking all about what's going on with him for this story from the 78. Taz, man, how you doing?
Doing good here in Syracuse, loving life and playing music, What could be
Yeah, I
better than
mean,
that?
I don't think there's much better than that when you get to play music and you get paid for it, right? That's always a good thing.
Absolutely. A lot of my friends are doing the investment banking grind, and I couldn't went that way,
Yeah.
but we went this way, and I couldn't be prouder of myself for doing so.
Yeah,
So,
you're all of what, 22 years old. You went to Yale, so it's not like you went to like you're for real when you're talking about your friends doing the investment banking route. You were right there running with them, but then you had this musical, like you have this brain that allowed you to just catapult into like stardom, like even like going back to like being on the Ellen DeGeneres show to everything you've done since then.
yeah, I just, I was raised to not believe that anything was uh, impossible. And I wake up and through this career that I'm chasing, and endeavoring on, I'm, trying to live up to that every single day.
And it sounds like you're doing it right now. You're on tour with John Batiste. I mean, that itself is something fun. But you're going to be here in Chicago at Garcia's on the 18th for your new show. And if folks don't know you, you go by Taz. Well, what's your full name? Or unless you don't want people to know your full name.
Oh, they can know my government name. My name is Brandon Earhour, but my artist name is Taz. I've been going by Taz for a very long time.
And
And yeah,
why did you get Taz? I guess that's more about what I wanted people to say, because you're shred on guitar, man.
yeah. I was in a child like rock band program in Long Island called Rock and Roll University, and my first ever music director was watching me like try my best to shred. It probably sounded horrible at the time because I was like 8, and I'd only been playing for not much more than probably like 6 months. But he was like, "You play as fast as the Tasmanian Devil, so I'm gonna call you Taz." And he gave the cool thing about him was a fun thing that he would do is give a nickname to everybody. But for some reason, mine stuck, and yeah, we've just been rolling with it ever since then, and haven't looked back.
No, and you've done some, I mean, you've worked with Spike Lee and you've been in the movie Saturday Night and Andrew Lloyd Webber. And then I was just reading a couple more things. Lady Gaga, John Baptiste, you know, Stevie Nicks,
Yeah,
the revivalist, Buddy Guy. I mean, you're talking about some music royalty and you're intermingling with them and you're doing your thing and you're producing your albums. You have a producer that's made plenty of Grammy nominated music out there. I mean, what's this ride been like for you?
it's been an amazing ride. I've I've achieved a lot in my 22 years of life so far, and it's only put more of a fire, under my backside to keep striving for greatness. And I'm doing that every single day, and I'm gonna do that in Chicago when y'all see me. But yeah, I'm just super grateful for what the universe has given me and what God's given me, and all the opportunities that I've gotten this far. And yeah, hopefully more to come.
Where does the drive, that driving force, come from? Is it, you mentioned you were raised a certain way? Is it, you know, is it who raised you, or is it something else, or is it just this burning desire inside of you to be great at what you do?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely stems from my parents. Like my mom was like, I remember her one of our first like conversations about like goals and aspirations. She was like, if you're gonna work at a gas station, I don't care if you're gonna work at a gas station or you work at a company like a corporate company in Wall Street, but if you're gonna work at the gas station, you better own the gas station. And I kind of remembered that like all through my upbringing, and I was like, yeah, I can do whatever I want, and there's ways to be successful in any field. And then I fell in love with music, so I was like, oh, so I can just apply what you said to music, and it's great to be my own boss at this point. But also, it's great to work under a mentor like John Batiste, where I am working for him and learning from him, and he's been such a great mentor for me through just playing music and also as a person. So the drive comes from all these little pieces of uh like things that have happened to me or that I've achieved. Like I see those and I'm like, okay, like this is an attainable career for me. And then I see like my peers in the music industry and people, the Beyoncés of the world who are so much at a higher level than me, and I
Mhm.
see what both my peers and my idols are doing, and I'm like, I want to be able to do all those things. So it's a combination of all of that.
That's incredible just to have that that knowledge already. Like most people who are in their early 20s are just figuring it out, and you're talking as if you've been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I have been doing it for like 10, I'd say. Like I have been grinding for a while. Um, and that's probably where some of it comes from, but also I have a lot of uh I have a lot of really great people in my support system, my manager, uh, my parents, musicians that I can look up to and that I've played with for so long, some of which are actually in John's band. Um,
That's
and
cool.
yeah, just leaning on them for support has helped me to, frame my mind as I walk through this crazy path called life and the music industry in general.
So when you were growing up, you mentioned what your mom told you about if you're going to work at a gas station, own the gas station. So when you were like, "Hey, mom, I'm going to do music," and clearly you're very you're a smart guy. You got into Yale, so they don't let dummies into that school. So I imagine your academics were great from jump, right? So was your mom like, "Are you sure? Like music's where you want to go? You sure?" You like,
Yeah,
did she do the whole mom thing where she's like, "Are you?" Because if you're gonna do it, then do it. But you gotta like music's hard. It's not easy, but it does come easy to some people, versus others. But did your parent were they apprehensive of you going into the music field because it's so unpredictable versus finance or something like that, where you
yeah.
can kind of set your path?
Well, um, my mom was like, "You want to play music? That's cool." Like my dad was like, "Yeah, play music." My mom was like, because he's a huge music fan and a guitar fan.
Mm-hmm.
It always was, though he's not a player. Neither of my parents were players. But my mom was like, "You want to play music? That's cool, but you better get your straight A's or else you're gonna get whooped." So like that's what I did, and like I tore and I was even on Broadway, but I was always getting the straight A's. And when I was on Broadway, it was cool because I was with a cohort of kids who really cared about school as well. So it was kind of like easy to. We were all like kind of healthily competitive, so school like fell into that umbrella of things that we wanted to be good at. And that was like around middle school, and then that went into high school, and like it was me touring with my band playing blues, like on the weekends. Uh, and then during the week, I would go to school, and my mom, same thing. She's like, "You better do good, or else you're not going on tour." So I did, and
Wow,
then
your mom
the
sounds awesome.
yeah, she is. And then like the extracurriculars that I had garnered up to that point, uh, getting these amazing opportunities that I'm so blessed to have gotten playing with all these crazy musicians that I never would have dreamed of 10 years ago. That parlayed with like my grades, which they were good. I mean, I'm not gonna say they were straight A's, but
Hey, they
there
were
were
Yale
enough
good, man.
A's.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
enough A's for like my mom to not, crash out.
Uh-huh.
And it created a kind of unique application that some of the schools were fond of. And what's funny is my academic advisor, before she was my academic advisor, she interviewed me for Yale, and she was like, "Are you? If you come here, are you going to tour?" And I was like, No, like I'll stay and I'll give up touring for the 4 years. And I did, but like I had some moments where I like missed multiple weeks. But she saw my report card, so to speak, and it was good. So yeah, it kind of continued through there. And like also my mom was the first person to say like you don't want to be a one trick pony, she'd call it. Or you want to have multiple interests and be versed in multiple different fields to be, the best human you could be, not just the best musician. And that really helped me as well.
Yeah, I mean, your mom sounds amazing. Yeah, I've never met her. This is the first time I've heard about her, but the stuff she has telling you, I mean, they write that in books for people and sell, so the fact that you had her as a mother, that's pretty fantastic. No, and I'm not trying to slight your dad at all, but you mentioned your dad loves guitars and everything else, but mom seems like was the driving force of you better do good or you're not going to go on tour kind of a way,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
Yeah. It's like my dad was the one being like, you could be great at music. You should pursue it. Or if you want to pursue it, I have full faith in you. And my mom was like, I have full faith in you too, but you need balance. So it was like
you
both of
do.
them working in tandem. And I mean, they're still together. So it's like, and I still live at home right now. So it's like they're constantly like in my ears, trying to keep me on the right track.
Is it
And
weird?
it was also a bunch of other stuff. Like it's like say no to drugs. But like even that, like it seems obvious, but also like I was in rooms at 11 watching blunts be rolled and
I
like
bet.
in rooms where like I can look back now. Back then I thought it was just nefarious characters in the room, but like there was a lot of like outside influences and exogenous forces that could have pulled me in certain directions and distracted me from my goals, but they really kept me on track in identifying like potential problems and being like, okay, like Jimi Hendrix died at 27. Why did he die at 27? Like, or Amy Winehouse died. Like,
Yeah.
why? Or this person got shot, or like, you know, like don't like
Don't get
like
yourself into
it's
situations where that can happen.
yeah, or even like this thing happened in musical history because like this person had too many yes men, or people were taking advantage of this person. So my parents really helped guide me through all of that.
Yeah, you can't really get to 22 years old to the level of success that you're at by accident. You have to have some strong balance. You mentioned that earlier. And that, like, as I'm talking to you, that's what I'm hearing, like, loud and clear, is that you have balance and you have perspective because you're familiar with how easily things can go wrong, even at your age or 27, with Kurt Cobain or Amy Winehouse, you mentioned Sam Cooke back in the day, like all of these things, Marvin Gaye, like
Yeah.
fame does not, and success, that doesn't mean that you get a free pass at living life, right? You have to
No.
be
Yeah.
responsible for your life.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna live as uh, if I'm gonna live the musician life, which is obviously a very, very, very like sporadic one. Nobody knows what really is gonna happen for me. Even me, like I'm fine. I'm chasing a north star, but we don't really know what the path is. Uh, I better have some like grounding, or else I'm just gonna go crazy. And that grounding comes through people like my family and my girlfriend, and my friends. So yeah, I recognize that I'm extremely privileged to have that. A lot of musicians don't have parents or parents that support them or parents at all or
Yeah.
friend
Or
like
parents that do the opposite, right? You've heard all those stories too about taking advantage of their own kids and stuff like that. So to have parents who are on the straight and narrow and balanced to just, to give that to their kids, that's like one of the most valuable life lessons. And I can imagine that has paid itself for in spades with everything that you've done. And it seems that way with, I mean, I can't imagine you like, I'm sure that you've had disagreements with your parents on something, right? And I'm sure like you have this disagreement and then you're like in the back of your mind, like, man, like I work with Buddy Guy. Like, and I'm getting yelled at about, coming home late. Really? Like, or a version of that, where it blows my mind that that's the world, that's the world that you live in, but it's the world that you live in. And you still have the balance to keep you where you can continue to further your career like you're doing your solo thing at Garcia's here? I mean, are you excited about doing that, stepping out? I know you're doing the stuff with John Batiste, but you know, when you get to go out and do stuff that's for you, is that exciting for you?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, there was a lot of like I in college. I really wanted to. I was making music and making an album and figuring out what sound I wanted, which has resulted in the two singles that are out now and one that's coming out very soon in a few weeks. And I'm very excited now to finally be playing it. It's like literally the first times we've ever been playing it is this year, and we're only getting better. So
And
I can't wait. I literally can't I can't wait to go to sound check right after this. And it's a surreal feeling because I remember playing covers as a younger kid, like with my own project, and being like, oh, like I wish I had my own art to like really feel it even more passionately about. And like
Mhm.
I do, but also playing with John Batiste is amazing because I feel just as passionate about being a sideman for him. And I think that's a testament to how he really works to showcase the individuals in his band. It's not just we're backing him up, but he's also leaning on us to perform as well, and giving us chances to showcase our crafts as well. We're not just behind him, but he's leading us and giving us opportunities to shine. So I feel like uh, these two opportunities that I have right now, which is like playing my own music live for the first
Mhm.
time, and also playing with John Batiste, I feel more myself on stage than ever.
Yeah, I
So
imagine just the repetition of doing it over and over on stage, either with John and him leading or you by yourself out on stage. Just it's just like anything else. You do it over and over again until it's like muscle memory, right? And it's so comfortable. It's just an extension of who you are.
yeah, John's really good at making us uncomfortable though, which is really fun. Like we'll show up to rehearsal and he's like, let's play this song that none of us have ever heard, and it's really I find that it's helped me to uh, bring that into my own band. I'm literally gonna do that. They don't even know that this is coming, but I'm gonna present a new song to them in like an hour, and I think it's cool because you get playing the same show every night. You kind of get stuck in the motions
Hmm.
of it, and you get used to it, and there's not a lot of growth. But um, I feel like John has helped me. One of the ways he's mentored me is showed me ways to not do that and not do so in an effective manner. And he's always looking to grow, and he's the greatest of all time for a reason. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to follow in his footsteps and use some of his strategies. So I'm going to scare my bandmates today,
yeah.
and
I imagine
I
he
open
sets
the
the
door.
bar fairly high just by being who he is. You know, not just like coming in and be like, "This is what we're gonna do," but more like you said, "Hey, we're gonna learn this new song that nobody knows how to play, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna own it. We're not gonna just play it. We're gonna play it well, right?"
Yeah, and it's funny because like we'll play shows, and I thought like on a semi pop gig like that. I mean, it's not really the John gig isn't really like a pop gig. Some of the songs are pop for sure, but he blends so many musical styles with the New Orleans thing and also blues. He'll throw some rock in there every once in a while. A lot of jazz, of course, because he's a jazz cat.
Hmm.
But um, he he'll really just change his own songs like every night if he wants to, if he gets bored. And like,
That's like
there's just so
ultimately
many little
jazz.
things that he does that I just resonate towards because coming from like the jam band scene, like that's all the jam band scene is. It's like
Yeah.
building on past songs and making them your own. So him literally rearranging his own music has been so it's been something that has resonated with me. I could talk for this whole interview about things that I've learned on that tour because we've been on tour for 3 months. It's my first real tour with like the tour bus and everything. It's been amazing. So
And some of the songs that you had mentioned earlier were "Say Something" and "Running After You Again." "Running After You Again" is the name of the two
yeah,
songs, right, that are out now that people can find on Spotify or anything else they listen to. And you have another one that you said that you guys are going to debut. I imagine people can hear that at the show at Garcia's coming up here on the 18th.
oh yeah, absolutely. I'll be playing that one. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. But yes, Say Something is out now. Running After You is out now. Sorry, Running After You Again is out
Mhm.
now. And the next song, which I guess this is the global premiere of what the song will be, which is Anywhere, is coming out. I believe first week of November. We don't have a date yet
Mhm.
set in stone, but it will be coming out.
Right
Absolutely.
on, man. That's awesome. It sounds like you've learned so much with John, working with John and everything else. Is there, I know you shred guitar. Is there like a guitar god, if you will? Like, like, is there a person that plays guitar, living or not living anymore, that you look at that you go, oh, damn, that's pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
Or one that you
So
want to like emulate? Like, I want to be at that level. I'm not there yet, but I know I can be there. And I want, because then if I get there, then it's like I'm there, Like, is there somebody
yeah,
that does that for you?
Isaiah Sharkey, I'd say, who played with, who famously played with D'Angelo. Rest in peace. Um, I think that's a good one to say for today, just because D'Angelo just passed. But Isaiah Sharkey can play it all. So, and when I say I can play it all, I'd say I'm getting there. You know,
Okay.
but
Very modest. Okay.
I like I take a lot of inspiration from him just because Isaiah Sharkey can be called for every gig and he'll absolutely smack it.
And
And
that's what you ultimately want to be, right?
yeah, I want to be able to. I mean, the ultimate dream for me is to be my own artist first and foremost. But I also want to be able to be called like through one of my artist friends to come and play at the Blue Note one night in New York and like just have fun and be able to play whatever repertoire they play. Um, and that's another thing. That's another thing I learned on the John Batiste tours, like through my music director, or the music John's music director, Nick Clark, he just has such an extensive um, knowledge for repertoire of like notable repertoire for every single music genre and like knowing like what parts are which for each instrument and like I want to be one of those people. So
Kind
and that goes because if you are one of those people, then you can be called for any gig.
like
Like just the sorry.
well, no, it's all good. Like, you, as you're talking about it, I think of like I'm thinking of a guitarist that would like jump into anywhere and would be able to hold their own. You mentioned one, like, even though it might not be like the genre you're in, but like Slash, like he can
Yeah,
play anywhere with anybody and either sound poetic and beautiful or destroy a guitar on stage with a 10-minute solo. You know what I mean? Like Slash is that musician where he stepped in with, he's been in like 5 other bands besides like Guns N' Roses over the years, and probably way
yeah,
more than guest starring on other, bands, where he does that thing where somebody, hey, I'm playing at the Hollywood Bowl tonight, are you home, can you want to jump in? Like, it sounds like that's kind of where you're looking to be, like, to that level where people just trust you, that know that you'll be able to jump in anywhere and just kill it.
absolutely. That's exactly what I want to be able to do, and I'm working at it. And uh, like it's just something to look forward to one day when I feel like I'll be at that level.
Well, and the best part, my friend, is the journey to the spot. And you are in the middle of it right now, or the beginning of it, I should say. But either way, people will be able to see it here in Chicago on the 18th at Garcia's. What time are you hitting the stage? Do you know?
No idea, but we're playing before talk, so I'll get there early.
Right on. Well, Taz, man, it's been real fascinating talking with you. I look forward to the show and meeting you in person. But until then, I wish you nothing but the best and good luck tonight in Syracuse.
Likewise, man.